Podcast. Bud Crawford solidifies his place in history of boxing. Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers. What the hell is going on there? And we get into the NFL Week 3. We're going to talk about the premier games of this weekend. Keep it locked right here. Episode 100 of the X-Factor Podcast starts right now. Welcome to the 100th episode of the X-Factor Sportz Podcast, live at Bogey's Pub. Appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. We got a great crowd in here tonight. Let's hear the crowd out here. Appreciate y'all. You can always catch the X-Factor Sportz Podcast on YouTube. Every Wednesday, follow the X-Factor Sportz Podcast. You can also get all of the reels, all of the behind the scenes on all social media platforms. And if you don't like watching the X-Factor Sportz Podcast, you can always catch us on any place you can listen to podcasts. So that's Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, anywhere you like to listen to your podcast, the X-Factor Sportz Podcast is there. All right. So let's go ahead and dive into it. We're going to get into some quick news. We're going to start with boxing with Bud Crawford over the weekend, making history. All right, his epic fight with Canelo Alvarez. Bud Crawford came to fight. He went up 3 weight classes to the 168 Canelo and do what no other fighter has ever done. He was able to combine 3 belts in the 4-belt era, so congrats to him. Bud Crawford had a masterful fight, went 12 rounds. And a lot of people said that he wouldn't be able to do it, that he was too small. Coming up from 152 to get all the way up to 168, that doesn't happen very often. From a guy that's from Omaha, Nebraska, that doesn't get a lot of shine. Actually got shot in the head and made through all of the tough times in Omaha, Nebraska to make it to this point. So history is one time. So congrats to Bud Crawford for no one else has. All right. Now on to the NFL. So some quick news on the NFL. We got a lot of NFL fans in the house. So we're going to talk about some NFL contenders that we thought were contenders and they might still be that are in trouble. All right. Started out. We're going to start with the Chiefs. Now the Chiefs fall to 0-2. Now, again, the Chiefs are in a dynasty as we speak, right? So there's nobody in their class. Let's not get it twisted. In the last 5 years, nobody has won more games, have been to more AFC championships, Super Bowls, been to more Super Bowls, etc. When you look at this team, I wouldn't say that the dynasty's over. I would just say they're in trouble. And here's why. So they are 0-2 for the first time since 2014. And for those Chiefs fans that are in here, they know what 2014 looked. So we don't want to go that route. I'm not even really tripping about the old season, right? We all know the NFL season. What I'm more concerned about is how they look. And for all of my fans that have actually played sports, this Chiefs team has not won a game since January, all right? Since the AFC title game. Now, I know people say preseason don't count. It's only the first 2 weeks. But athletes that play at the highest level want to win. They want to know how winning feels. And that trickles into locker rooms. That trickles into your psyche. And what do we need to do to fix it? Everybody saw the Brazil game, saw defensive players arguing with each other, right, in the first game. So that tells you they care about winning and they want to perform well. So what I'm saying is this may just be a little blip, but it is something to pay attention to. Being a defending AFC championship team, a team that's in the middle of a dynasty, that's running into trouble. And it's not because of other teams are really outplaying them. It's because of their play. So let's keep it real, right? We do real talk, unbiased takes. The Chiefs have not looked good. And everybody's best game every game's a Super Bowl to them. Can they weather this storm and continue this title run or this dynastic run moving forward? So let's see if they can turn it around. They get the Giants this Sunday night. I say that's a good game to turn it around too. So let's see what they can do with them. Then on the other side, we got the Bengals, who are 2-0. And coming into the season, people thought that they would be playoff contenders at least. Joe Burrow had a full training camp. He was healthy, and then he gets turf toe. So now with these two wins, how will they move forward without Joe Burrow, right? Are we gonna trust the backup quarterback to get them to where they need to go in a hard division with the Steelers, with the Ravens, of course? This is what I think they should do. I would give a call to Jameis Winston and the New York Giants, right? He's a veteran quarterback. He's played in high-pressure games. He's smart. He understands the system. He's played in this division with the Browns. He's won games. You know he can sling the football. You got two elite wide receivers on both sides of the ball in T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. I don't know if Jake Browning's the answer. They love him in the locker room, but if you're trying to win games and sustain this until Joe Burrow returns in 3 months, I think you got to go get a Jameis Winston. I heard a lot of people talking about get Shedeur Sanders. I don't think you get Shedeur Sanders in this situation because this is a win-now team, and you need a veteran quarterback to come. You don't need somebody trying to learn a brand-new playbook and win games. So I say that should be one of the ways they look at it. Let's go get a veteran quarterback that can win now and get us some games under our belt that can weather this storm until Joe Burrow comes back. All right? Now, to Major League Baseball, some quick news on this. I didn't even have this written down, but I wanted to talk about it. Shohei Ohtani, all right? He's getting to the point, me personally, Barry Bonds is the greatest baseball player I've ever seen with my own two eyes, right? The 40 years that I've been around, I've not seen a better player than Barry Bonds. Now, he's put himself in another historic category. If y'all haven't been paying attention, he just got his 50th strikeout. Only player in Major League Baseball to have 50 strikeouts and 50 home runs in a season. Last year, he had 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases, right? So this is just greatness personified is what we're watching. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say this. He might be the first player in Major League Baseball history to have a Triple Crown and a Cy Young in the same season. Never happened before. And if he can stay healthy, he's a good pitcher to win a Cy Young. He's already won MVPs. He's clearly good enough to win a Triple Crown. And I think if he does that, there's no argument. He stands alone as I've ever seen. I just hope I'm alive to see it. I love seeing sports history. I love talking about it. So I wanted to throw that in. But we do have some other quick news. Congrats to Cal Raleigh, Seattle Mariners catcher. He passed Mickey Mantle for the most home runs in the season by a switch hitter. So congratulations to him. They're still in first place in the American League West over the Astros. The Brewers and the Phillies have already clinched a playoff spot. They got over 90 wins. So congrats to them. We're getting close to October baseball, which is the best time to watch baseball. If you don't want to watch these 162 games, this is the best time to clock in and watch baseball as we get to these playoff pushes. All right? So that's what we got for the quick news. So now we're going to get into the first trivia question. And this is a great segue because we just talked baseball. So now this is your baseball question. So get your phones out, get your Google ready. All right, Miss D's going to come around with the gift card and see. Trivia question number 1. Who is the only Major League Baseball player to hit a home run before the age of 20 and after the age of 40? All right, I'll repeat that. Who is the only Major League – we got a hand up. We got a hand up already. Who is the only Major League Baseball player to hit a home run before the age of 20 and after the age of 40? I saw one hand up. So I'm going to let Ms. D go ahead and get the answer. That is incorrect. Incorrect. He just said Ty Cobb, and that is incorrect. Where was that? It is Gary Sheffield. That is correct. Gary Sheffield is the only player in Major League Baseball history to hit a home run before the age of 20 and after the age of 40. So a lot of baseball you got to play to get to that milestone. Congrats on getting a gift card. That is a $25 gift card. Bogey's Pub for allowing us to do that. All right. Now we're going to get into some. We're going to talk about this Kawhi Leonard stuff. All right. If y'all haven't heard what's happening with the NBA and with Kawhi Leonard for the Clippers, right? Just to give y'all some context, his contract is for $243 million, and he's only played 6 games for the Clippers, right? So availability is not his forte. But the thing that's happening right now is the Clippers are in trouble for possibly circumventing the meaning. They have a shell company. It's a tree company that they are sponsoring and funneling money to. The owner, Steve Ballmer, has ownership stake in it. And they signed a contract with Kawhi Leonard. I think it's like 4 years, over $28 million. And they're paying him this side of the salary cap for a no-show job. Meaning, Kawhi Leonard, here's your $28 million. Thank you. But you don't got to show up to work. We just going to give you this bread. Obviously, that is going to be to the National Basketball Association, any professional sport team, right? So Paulo Torre, I have to give him credit, former ESPN analyst, broke this story, and it's going crazy because a lot of stuff is coming out. So obviously you can't do that if you're a professional sports franchise. You can't have somebody get paid money from a shell corporation to make because you don't want to go over the salary cap. If you go over the salary cap in sports, you get what's called a luxury tax that you have to pay, meaning you have to pay more money because you're penalized for paying more than you're allowed to pay. It's supposed to make the league fair. That's what the salary cap's for. Allegedly, the Clippers are going around this, allegedly, and has a created company so they can pay Kawhi Leonard money so he gets the contract that he's asking for. Now, people may say, Jay, that's crazy. Why would they do this? But there's some history in this, okay? When he played for the Clippers, there were some things that he wanted from the Clippers that they would not acquiesce to. He wanted ownership stake in the business. He wanted to be part owner of the Clippers. He wanted to fly on the owner's private jet. He also wanted a contract outside of the Toronto Raptors organization as well. So this isn't the first time this has come up. Now, I don't know if this is his uncle or not. I don't know what it is. It's really not illegal if family members are doing it because uncle is not an agent, so he's not registered. He really has the right to do this. But the fact that it is connected to a contracted professional athlete makes it kind of shady, right? So big picture, think about what this means for all professional sports that have a salary cap. So it's not just the NBA. The NFL has a salary cap. So let's start looking into these players in the NFL that take less money. All right, are you really taking less money? Or is there a bonus, a behind closed door handshake that you're taking in order to make your money on the back end or somewhere else, right? In the NBA, are there other players doing this? Like a Jalen Brunson for the Knicks. He took a little less in his contract, and he got more players on his team to build his roster out. Did he really take a $40 million pay cut? Or being in a city like New York, having an owner like James Dolan, is he getting this money somewhere else? Is there another company that may be giving him money? So it's a lot of things to think about. It's just that Kawhi Leonard, this is everywhere on the news. The NBA is going to have to figure something out. The only sports league that wouldn't be in trouble for something like this is Major League Baseball, right? Because they don't have a salary cap. But when you look at NFL, MLB, NHL, where there's salary cap, to have something like this happen, we're going to look directly at Adam Silver, all the commissioners, and we want to find out what's the next move. He has to set an example if this is true, right? Do they take away draft picks? Do they take away capital? Does Steve millions and millions of dollars for this? Ben Kawhi Leonard. Because this is so unprecedented, we don't know which direction to go until we get all the facts. So the NBA says they're investigating, but just think about this. You're working at your job, and you, asked for a salary. The job said, we can't give you this salary, but we got this little sandwich shop over here that we're running business on, and you just make an appearance every once in a while, and we'll give you that money on the side. Think about how your coworkers would feel if they found out. Think about how the rest of your competitors in that field would find out or feel about that, right? So a competitive advantage, yes. The Clippers ain't won a damn thing. It's still a competitive advantage because you're getting star athletes to come to your franchise. So are these other franchises getting opportunities to do it? Are the Indianas, are the Milwaukees, right? Are these B-level market franchises getting the opportunities to do that? No. So it's just something to think about. So moving forward, we're going to dig in more and find out more about what's happening. But y'all let me know on TikTok, all the people that's watching live, what should the punishment be for the Clippers? Is it Steve Ballmer's fault? Is he involved in it? What should the NBA do moving forward? It seems like it's always the Clippers doing something, right? First Donald Sterling, now this. It's always the Clippers in trouble. So let's find out. All right. The X-Factor Sportz Podcast, you can always catch us live on YouTube every Wednesday night. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, listen on any platform you like to listen to podcasts. All right. Before we get into our NFL segment, we have our final trivia question of the night. So get your phones out, get the Google. We have our final trivia question. All right. Which two teams were the first to play in the very first Monday Night Football game? So the very first Monday Night Football game, who are the two teams that played in it? We got a hand up.
The Jets and the Browns.
That is correct. It is the Cleveland Browns and the New York Jets. Joe Namath, back in the day, yes. Those are the very first Monday Night Football game. He got his gift card. All right, we're good to go. All right, let's get into some NFL. I know that's what y'all came here for, right? So let's talk NFL. So we are going to break down the premier primetime games of the weekend. So that's Thursday Night Football, the premier 3 o'clock game, the Sunday night game, and then the Monday night game. And I'm going to tell you guys who I think the X factors are in these games. So if you got them on your fantasy football team, this might be a good week for you. All right, so starting with the Thursday night game, we have the Miami Dolphins, Buffalo Bills at Buffalo. Okay, so we've been watching the Miami Dolphins. We see that they spiraling out of control. This season might be over after tonight or after Thursday night. But Buffalo don't feel sorry for them. In the NFL, you can't feel sorry for nobody. You're trying to win games. So I think this game is predicated on Josh Allen's health. I think he broke his nose last week. I think he'll still play. I haven't seen anything on the injury. And the defense, the way they play at home, like I said, I think the Miami Dolphins are just spiraling out of control. They have no continuity. I don't think they can do anything. And it's a short week. They got to travel north. So it's not in the cards for them to play well. So my X factor for this game is going to be James Cook, running back for the Buffalo Bills. He always dices the Miami Dolphins up. He's been having a great season so far. Personally, I'm happy for that because I got him on my fantasy team. But I think James Cook has a great game. The run game against the Dolphins has always been great. So look to see James Cook have a big game on Thursday night in a short week when typically that's what you see. The offense and defensive lines are usually not 100% because they've been beating up on each other on Sunday, and then they got to turn back around in 4 days and play a football game. It's usually an advantage for the offense. And so I think James Cook will have, so I got him as the X factor. All right. In the Sunday noon game, we got the Rams traveling to Philly. So any West Coast team that travels to the East Coast, the 3 time zones out, going to Philly, hostile environment. The Philly fans booed Santa Claus. I'll never forget that. So they don't feel any remorse for anybody coming into town. So in this game, again, I think now on the flip side, I do have to show the LA Rams some love because this is the only team that really challenged the Eagles over the last few months, especially in the playoffs. This team actually gave them a little bit of a scare. So they are going to come in and try to get some revenge This will be a hard-fought game. It will be a highly played game, a high-level game. But again, playing at home and comfortable, the defense is usually good at home. They usually play better. So I think they will actually show up. And me going with the running back again, I'm going with Saquon Barkley against the Rams defense. Again, a defense that's traveling. And Saquon Barkley had a huge game against them in a playoff win. I think he doubles it up. And he's been bottled up the last couple of weeks. The Chiefs did a really good job on him in week 2. Dallas did a really good job on him in week 1. I think he gets freed up a little bit. I think they run some more motions with the offensive line, get him outside, get him some passes in the flat, and get him some yardage. So look for that to happen. A.J. Brown doesn't look like he's going to show up. So I think offense is going to go through Saquon Barkley. So give me Saquon Barkley as the X factor in that game. All right. Then you got the 3 o'clock game. NFC West battle, Denver Broncos, LA Chargers. The Chargers have looked great so far. They look good. Khalil Mack's going to be out for a while. He broke his elbow, so he'll be out a few weeks. But I think they still look good. The Denver Broncos are still trying to figure it out. I feel like Bo Nix is going to have a sophomore slump, almost like a C.J. Stroud. Like C.J. Stroud didn't have necessarily a bad year, but he didn't have a great one. So numbers-wise, but in this game, I'm going with Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert will be the X factor in this game. And I know people are saying, but the Broncos have a good defense. I feel like the confidence that Justin Herbert is finally playing with, that we've been waiting on for all these years when everybody say how great he's going to be, I think this is a game where he shows up. It's another divisional opponent. He's at home. I think he has a great game. I think he is comfortable in this offense now after having a full season in it. So give me Justin Herbert to have a good game. I see him throwing over 250 yards at least in this game. He's got his safety blanket and Keenan Allen back. He's got a touchdown in the last 2 games. So they've got that connection back. So I'm going to go with Keenan Allen. I'm going to go with Justin Herbert as the X factor in this game. So hopefully y'all got these players on y'all fantasy league. Y'all should put them in. So give me Justin Herbert. In the Sunday night game. All right, so is this going to be a get-back game or what? All right, Chiefs at the New York Giants. Are we going to get a get-back game, Chiefs fans? All right, we got a get-back game. All right, so we got some chuckles in the crowd. We got some cheers in the crowd. I love it. So I'm not a fan of either one of these teams, but I am in KC. So as long as they ain't playing the Bears, I do want them to play well. So Chiefs going into New York. I think this is a get-back game for them. I think they get things right. Russell Wilson had a hell of a game last week. They did end up losing, but they scored a lot of points. It was his turnover, his mistake in overtime that cost him the game. But I think the Chiefs understand going down 0-3 just cannot happen. It can't happen at all. Now, the Chiefs are going to win the game, but in these last 2 weeks, what I've seen is that they have had struggles when it comes to situational football, which is weird, right? Because Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, they usually do really well in situational football. But from a strictly just ball out standpoint, number standpoint, the guy that's going to have a good game and is going to be the X factor, they're not going to win the game, but if they do, it's going to be because of this guy. It's going to be Malik Neighbors. All right. Malik has to have a monster game in order for them to win against the Chiefs. Again, I know Trent McDuffie will probably be the guy that's covering them. But Russell Wilson loves throwing the deep ball. He's found something in Malik Neighbors. Even in Waddell Robinson last week, you saw the numbers they put up. They went crazy. I had Robinson on my bench in fantasy football, and he had like 28, 29 points. So, but in this game, I have to show up. I think Malik shows up at home, but he will have to be the guy for the Giants to even have a chance to win this game. So I'm going with Malik Neighbors. Again, if you have him in fantasy football, that's where I want to go. I'm not seeing what I want to see in the Chiefs offense. It's really stagnant. Patrick Mahomes has gotten into this, hell, I'm going to do it myself mode because I'm not getting momentum. I'm not getting things going. So it's hard for me to pick a Chiefs player as an X factor. I got to go with the guys I know that need it if they can win the game. So I'm going with Malik Neighbors. All right. Then in the Monday night game, Detroit Lions against the Baltimore Ravens. All right, that's a monster game, monster Monday night game. Detroit got their get-back game against the Bears. I guess if you want a get-back game, you know who to play. But Detroit looked good, put up 50-some points on us. And the Ravens, they turned things around. At least they got a little game in, make themselves feel better after blowing that game in week 1 against the Bills. In this game, though, I think it's pretty obvious who the X Factor is going to be. It's going to be Lamar Jackson. And here's why. Lamar Jackson against the NFC is 24-2 in his career. He just doesn't lose to the NFC. All right. So the 2 times he's played against the Detroit Lions combined, I think he has over 4 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, like ridiculous numbers, right? He's at home. They want to get on the right track. They can take the lead in the division, go up 2 wins, 1 loss. So give me Lamar Jackson as the X factor in this game. Like I said, he's going to go crazy. The yards that he's throwing, it seems like he looks like the best. He will be the best quarterback on the field. And again, the production that he puts up, the numbers that he puts up against the NFC is ridiculous. I don't know what it is about the Baltimore Ravens and the NFC. They just don't seem to lose to them. So give me Lamar Jackson for my X factor in that game. All right. So that's what we got this week for our X factors. In the first game, we said we have James Cook for the Buffalo Bills. In the second game, we had Justin Herbert, I believe, or we had the noon game. So we had Saquon Barkley. We had Justin Herbert in the afternoon game. The Sunday night game, we had Malik Neighbors. And then we had Lamar Jackson as our X factor in the Sunday night game. Mr. 24-2, probably will be 25-2 after Monday Night Football. All right. So comment below. Let me know what you think. Who do you have as your X factors in these premier games this weekend? Be sure to like, share, subscribe, follow on the X-Factor Sportz Podcast. Also, you can like and share all of the reels and all the things you see on social media. All right. Now, before we get up out of here, you know we always got to hit y'all with the 2-minute warning. It's our 100th 2-minute warning. All right. Done a lot of these. And so for those of you who aren't familiar with the 2-minute warning, I always end the show like this. It's always something personal. It always has something to do with life lessons, how we tie all this stuff together, positive mindset. So here we go. We're going to do the 100th one. All right. And this week's 2-minute warning is everybody has a turn back moment, right? No matter where you are in life, no matter what goals or whatever you're trying to set forward and set forth to do, everybody has that turn back moment. Meaning when you are in pursuit of success, there's always this moment where you fail, you get knocked down, you think you didn't do enough, quits in, you're wondering if you turn back or if you should quit or if you should give up. Everybody has these moments. And what separates the people that are successful and the people that are great, they buckle down and they push through the turn back moment and they continue to move forward. All right. So think about that in anything you have going on in life, whether it's podcasting for 100 episodes, whether it's work, whether it's family, whether it's a marriage, whether it's anything you're trying to get done, whether it's anything you're trying to see successfully done, there will be hard times. There will be turn back moments. Those are forks in the road. And I live by this. People talk about forks in the road. People talk about going one way or another. I don't see the fork in the road because I only see one way. And that's just going straight through it. Whether there's no fork in the road for me, there's only forward. All right. So keep that mentality. Anytime there's a turn back moment, anytime there's a fork in the road, just have one road and just to success moving forward. All right. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to the X-Factor Sportz Podcast, the 100th episode. Again, you can always like, share, and subscribe. If you like the gear, you can always check out the X-Factor Sportz store, click the QR code, or you can hit me up, direct message, give me your size, your colors, what type of apparel you want. All the people that are here for the live show, if we don't have the apparel, we got a sign-up sheet. You can sign up and get it. Everything you need there. You can always come to the X-Factor Sportz Podcast for any apparel you want. Again, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to the 100th episode of the X-Factor Sportz Podcast. I want to thank everybody that subscribed. I want to thank everybody that has supported. And most importantly, I want to thank Miss D. We got Miss D in the house. She does not like me to embarrass her, but she does not understand how important she is to this show happening. The flexibility, the understanding of what needs to take place in order to do this is because of her support. I appreciate you so much. I love you. And in order to move forward, you need somebody on your side. You need a support system. It can't be done by yourself. So anytime you think of that turn back moment, think of the people behind you that's supporting you to push you forward. Again, this is Jay Mondane signing out from the X-Factor Sportz Podcast, episode 100. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Peace.